Welcome to The Bountiful Yogi, a podcast where soul meets practice and where we explore what it means to live, lead, and love from a place of deep alignment. I'm Heather, and I created this space as part of Sea Life as a Muse, a home for storytelling, healing, and embodiment for those who feel deeply and live with intention. These episodes are meant to be short and digestible, little pockets of wisdom to carry with you throughout your day. And if you'd like to go deeper, you can always visit the blog that inspired this episode at www.sealifeasamuse.com. Before we begin, I'd love to invite you to share your reflections. If something in this episode resonates, I'd be so grateful if you'd like, share, or leave a comment. Your words help others find this work, and they help nurture a community rooted in awareness, compassion, and growth. Whether you're a seeker, a healer, a teacher, a creative, or simply someone navigating the world with an open heart, I'm so glad you're here. And if you're returning, welcome back. Let's take a breath together and begin. Today, I want to talk about the moment when someone lies and then tries to make you feel like you're the one who's in the wrong. You know that moment, the one where reality gets flipped. You know what you saw, you know what you heard, you know what your body already recognizes as truth. But suddenly the story becomes you're overreacting, you're too sensitive, you're imagining things, you're the problem. And something inside you whispers, how did telling the truth turn into defending my sanity? I've lived that deeply. There was a time I brought something to my partner's work, just being thoughtful, and the person at the desk said, "He doesn't work here anymore." And my whole body knew, the stomach drop, the stillness, the physical recognition of truth before the mind can speak it. When I asked him about it later, he didn't explain. He didn't show vulnerability. He didn't give me honesty. He accused me. He said I was stalking him, that I was being dramatic, that I was looking for problems. And I remember that disorientation, the way reality seemed to shift, how the truth teller becomes the one defending their sanity instead of the lie itself. The psychological impact of gaslighting. The psychological impact of gaslighting is uniquely destabilizing. When someone lies and then manipulates the situation to make you question your reality, it creates a cycle. Truth equals doubt, doubt equals confusion, confusion equals self-blame. Your mind begins to battle your body because the body knew first. That stomach drop, that moment of stillness, that visceral knowing. Intuition always speaks before the mind is ready to accept the truth. But we often override it, not because we're confused, but because we don't want the truth to be true. We argue not to understand, but to avoid the pain of admitting we were deceived. We don't want to believe we saw the signs and turned away from them. And the truth is, being fooled is not a personal failure. Someone else chose deception. Someone else lied to protect themselves. Someone else created the distortion. You did not create the lie. Why we stay, why we defend. We lie to ourselves not because we're foolish, but because we're afraid of losing love, afraid of losing the story, afraid of losing the future we imagine. So we tell ourselves, it's not that bad. It'll get better. They didn't mean it. And sometimes we go even further. We defend someone else's lie. We protect their narrative. We speak on their behalf. We become the spokesperson for the illusion, not because we believe it, but because we are not ready for what accepting the truth will require. Grieving the dream, letting go, facing the loss. Rebuilding identity, we defend the lie to avoid the collapse of what we were attached to. But eventually the lie gets too heavy. The act becomes exhausting. Our body says, I cannot carry this anymore. That moment is not failure. It is awakening. It is the beginning of the return to yourself. The collective mirror. This doesn't just happen in personal relationships. It's happening collectively. We watch events with our own eyes. We hear truth with our own ears. And some voices still say, that's not happening. That's not real. Personal gaslighting and collective gaslighting feel the same: confusion, mental fog, self doubt that didn't exist before. The healing is the same: returning to your own knowing, projection, and guilt. When guilt is not acknowledged, it doesn't dissolve, it redirects, it becomes a projection. The ego says, if I make you wrong, I don't have to face myself. So someone who lied says, you're crazy, you're unstable, you're too emotional. But look closer. The accusation is the confession, defensiveness is the admission, the projection is the truth being avoided. This is not about villainizing anyone. It is about understanding what the ego does when fear leads, where the shift happens. Now, when I see the flip happening, when truth is twisted into blame, I no longer chase, argue, or explain, because the flip is the confession, and I return to myself. Boundaries come not from anger, but clarity. I don't have to prove my reality. I will not abandon myself to stay in this conversation. I trust my perception. And in that moment, the nervous system exhales, self trust returns, power comes home. Healing is not about never being deceived again. Healing is recognizing the moment we begin to leave ourselves and choosing to return. You didn't fail by trusting. You didn't fail by loving. You didn't fail by hoping things could be different. You learned. You came home to your intuition. You came home to your knowing, and that matters. Thank you for sharing this space with me. If this episode spoke to something in you, if it offered breath, clarity, or even just a single moment to exhale, I'd be so grateful if you'd like, share, or leave a comment. Your reflections help others find this work, and they remind me that these conversations matter. To go deeper, join the conversation on our free See Life as a Muse Discord, a supportive space for breathwork, reflection, and community. You can also follow See Life as a Muse on Substack or Blue Sky for weekly writings, tools, and gentle reminders. And if you'd like to stay connected through newsletters and course updates, visit www.seelifeasamuse.com to sign up. Until next time, stay bountiful, and always see life as a muse.